Hi there guys, welcome to the Technology Grade 7 Mini Part 2. So let's go right ahead and find out what's in store. So this is a formal assessment for Term 2. Our topic is on structures. The context is the cell phone tower. That's what we have to design and make. And then the content is frame structures. Right, so let's look at the scenario. So the first thing we want to do is come up with our problem. And from the scenario we have been given, we know that this is a community and a company has approached you. They want to install a tower into the school grounds and they have asked you to design it, but there is a bit of a problem with the community. You know, they're worried about visual pollution. It's not going to look nice, you know. So I just made something here. So installing a cell phone tower on the school ground in order to improve the cell phone reception in the area. However, the tower must blend in with the environment and not contribute to visual pollution. So this is my problem that I have stated. You can state your own problem, but just remember to put in the keywords, visual pollution, and this is a cell phone tower that we are designing. Okay, so that's your problem. You have stated your problem. There's some examples here that I took from the net. You can see there's a nice tower that is disguised as a church bell. You know, they like church bells, but they actually can be used as a tower. Okay, to put the radios up. Okay, then we've got these ones here. They look like you've got like a giant clock there. You can see they're blending in nicely into the environment, because one thing you need to think of is the environment you're putting this tower in, and is it gonna be able to be, you know, to blend in that environment. Okay, so these are just two examples, and the one thing you have to remember is that it has to be a frame structure. Okay, so let's move on to the design brief. The design brief is basically just a statement that's mentioning what you're gonna do. So it's something like, I will design and make what you're gonna design and make. Like in this case, we're designing and making a cell phone tower, right? And what is it for? It's to try and improve reception in the community, in the area. Okay, that's it. And then we've got our specifications. Under specifications, this is basically what it is that you're going to do. Okay, and you are guided by these specifications, so you need to be referring to them from time to time, making sure that you don't go off course. Okay, so it should be, 1, it should be a frame structure. 2, it should be strong enough to support a weight. 3, it should be stiff enough so that it does not bend or deform. And then it must be stable and not fall over. Okay, and then reinforcing, obviously you want to have some triangulation, your gussets, and internal cross bracing. Okay, this is the type of reinforcing you're going to use. You will find that real cell phone towers, they make use of all these reinforcement techniques. Okay, now let's look at your own specifications that you can add. We can talk about the materials that you're going to use. You might decide to use rolled up paper to make your frame structure, and you might decide to use, I've seen some use mech sticks. You might decide to use the chopsticks, and different materials you can use. You can use wire, all that. Okay, and then sizes and dimensions, height and shape. So sizes and dimensions, basically this is a model depending on the materials you are going to get. Okay, so you want to keep it to that, right? And then weight reinforcing techniques, what are you going to use? And then obviously the constraints. If you look at the constraints, for example, now we are in the COVID-19 pandemic, and it can be very difficult to be mobile. You've got all these limitations. So a constraint is whatever it is that's going to limit you in doing your project. So you're also trying to protect yourself. So this can be a limit for you. You're not going to be able to be as mobile as normal. Things are not as normal as we want them to be. So the COVID-19 pandemic will be a constraint, yeah, you know, okay? And then time, resources, and then another thing we have to do is to have a flow diagram as to how we're gonna make this, how we're gonna make our tower. So the first thing on the flow diagram can be the collecting of materials, and then what do you do next after collecting the materials? So this is something for you to think about. And then maybe you have collected the materials, maybe you do some measuring, you measure according to your thing, your size and dimensions that you put in your specifications. And then from measuring, maybe you can start gluing together some parts, start putting the item together. Maybe here you can start making some reinforcing, putting other parts on the tower, and then maybe lastly you finish by disguising it, painting it up. And so the flow diagram is basically just showing a step by step how you're gonna complete your task. So this is what I have for you, and what you just need to do is you need to write this down. And then after writing this up, write it up neatly. You can type it. If you're gonna be writing it in your exercise on a paper, you write it neatly on the paper. Typing it, after typing it, you convert it into a PDF, and then you upload it, and then I'll be able to get it, or you can submit it to me. Whichever is best, whichever suits you. But all in all, guys, let's use the power of technology. And just remember, this is a formal assessment. You have to do this by yourself. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you in the next video.